Hello everyone, welcome to Karnataka LMS, Namma Shakti, Namma Bhavishya, Department of Collegiate and Technical Education. This video with regard to the subject organizational behavior for the management students. I'm Ranjitha BR. I'm presenting a topic that is organizational development and techniques. Before proceeding towards the techniques of organizational development, let me see what is organizational development. The term organizational development came into limelight in the 1950s and 60s. It was popularized by Blake and Mountain, Shepard and Beckhardt. Till that time, discussions were centered on the individual and group level changes. Organizational development is considered to be the modern approach to the management of change. The underlying principles of organizational development is that the ideal way to achieve change in the organization is to alter each person's entire formal or informal role set to support the change. If there is an attempt to change an individual alone, is merely placed into the role conflict because his peers, staff specialists, and others retain the same role expectations of him. In such circumstances, it would be worthwhile to revise the entire role set to revise the change. That is why organizational development was originated to bring changes in the entire organizational aspect. Organization development is a technique used to bring change in the entire aspect of the organization, rather than focusing attention on the individual so that change is readily absorbed. This is the meaning of organizational development. So it is defined by French and Bell like this. Organizational development is a long-range effort to improve an organization's problem-solving and renewal processes, particularly through a more effective and collaborative management of organization culture, with special emphasis on the culture of formal work teams with the assistance of a change agent or catalyst and the use of the theory and technology of applied behavior science, including action research. In a very comprehensive way, we can define organizational development as a planned, systematic, organized, and collaborative effort where the behavioral science and organization theory principles and practices are continuously applied in order to increase the quality of life, which is reflected in increased organizational health and vitality, enhanced individual and group members' competence and self-worth, and the general overall well-being of a society. Organizational development seeks to change beliefs, attitude, values, structures, and practices so that organization can better adopt to technology and live with the fast pace of change. So organizational development seeks to change beliefs, attitude, values, and structures. So with this understanding what is organizational development, let me move on to the techniques used for the organizational development. So first one, that is survey feedback. It is one of the most popular and widely used intervention techniques in the field of organizational development. This approach was first developed at the Institute of Social Research of University Michigan. The main aim of this technique is to get teams in the organization to devise better processes for handling the issues facing them. Survey feedback involves two basic activities. Number one, collecting data about the organization through the use of surveys of questionnaire. And second one, conducting feedback meetings and workshop in which the data are presented to organizational members. So under this method, information is collected through survey method. This is the most popularly and widely used method of data collection. So using standardized questionnaire, data are collected from organizational members about individual attitudes, organizational climate, and the general health of the enterprise. The questionnaire are distributed to all the members of the organization, and it will be collected and analyzed. These data are then feedback to the top management and other participating groups through the hierarchy. During the final step of the process, organizational leaders conduct group meetings with the change agent. Help in the questionnaire results are discussed, problems are identified, and corrective strategies are developed. This survey feedback will be useful under the following some of the situations, like it helps in bringing about changes in attitude and perception of the participant. And when it is used along with the team building, and more effective in improving teams whose members already possess high degree of conceptual skill and are dealing with long-term issues. Next one, the team building. Team building is another method of organization development. This method is specifically designed to make improvement in the ability of employees and motivating them to work together. It is the organization development technique which emphasizes on team building or forming work groups in order to improve organizational effectiveness. The method of team building is used because people in general do not open up their mind and not honest to their fellows, as they as they does not mix up openly and fail to express their views to the peers and superiors. The techniques helps them to express their views and see how others interpret their views. It increases the sensitivity to others' behavior. It's a process. Team building is a process of diagnosing and improving the effectiveness of a work group with particular attention to work procedure and interpersonal relationship with it, especially the role of the leader in relation to the other group members. A team building program deals with the new problems on an ongoing basis. It is an effective technique by which members of a group diagnose how they work together and plan changes that will improve their effectiveness. Next one, sensitivity training. It is the quite popular organization development intervention. It is also known as laboratory training. Under this technique, the employees in groups are asked to interact. The aim of sensitivity training is to help people understand each other and gain insight so that they feel free and become fearless. Under this technique, the different groups of employees are allowed to mix up with each other and communicate freely and build up interpersonal relationship. They learn the reflection of their behavior and try to improve it. Next one, management by objective, MBO. MBO is a technique of management development which was put forward for the first time by Peter Drucker in 1954. It is a method of achieving organizational objective and a technique of evaluation and review of performance. Under this method, objectives of the organization are fixed and responsibility to achieve them lie on the managers and results are expected from them. Then brainstorming. It is a technique where a group of 5 to 8 managers come together and find a solution to a problem. As the name suggests, it involves storming of the brain to develop creativity in thinking. It gives rise to new ideas. The principle involved in it is that any idea, thought, or plan put forward in a meeting must be critically evaluated. The participants are asked to come forward with the novel ideas generated in their mind. It works on the premises that everyone has a creative mind and capability to generate new ideas. Next, process consultation. The technique of process consultation is an improvement over the method of sensitivity training or T group in the sense that both are based on the similar premise of improving organizational effectiveness through dealing with interpersonal problems. But process consultation is more task-oriented than sensitivity training. Under this training, the consultant or expert provides necessary guidance or advice as to how the participant can solve his own problem. Here, the consultant makes correct diagnosis of the problem and then guides the participant. Next one, quality circles. Under this system, a group of 5 to 12 come together at their own free time and will during working hours once in a week and discuss out the problems and suggest solution to the management for the implementation. The supervisors remain present during the meeting. Quality circles have their origin in Japan in 1960s, which improved the quality, reduced cost, and heightened the morale of the workers. The success was due to workers' participation. Transactional analysis. Transactional analysis helps people to understand each other better. It is a useful tool for organizational development, but it has diverse application in training, counseling, interpersonal communication, and making analysis of group dynamics. Nowadays, it is widely used as organizational development technique. It helps in developing more adult ego states among people of the organization. It is also used in process consultation and team building. With this, I end this session wherein we have seen what is meaning of organizational development, definition of organizational development, and techniques used in organizational development. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you one and all.